Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Blossoms and Bourbon. My name is Mark. I'm the owner here at Creative Occasions. Welcome to my workroom. Tonight while we're working, we're going to be sipping on Conviction Double Oak 1929. This comes from the Southern Grace Distillery in Cabarrus County, North Carolina. The last couple of bourbons I've gotten have been in North Carolina. We were on a trip down there, and so we picked up some local products. It gets the age 19, or the name in the label 1929 from the fact that it's aged in a 1929 prison dorm, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's become a part of their distillery or what. But anyway, I was just noticing it's got a little fruity essence to the taste of it. It's got a very dark coloration. You know how about the color, how much I like that. Holidays are here. We're all just, Jason and I were talking about how stressed we are about all the things that we have to do, all the things that there are to be done. All the things. So one of the things that I know lots of you will want, and I certainly do at the holidays, is a beautiful arrangement at your house, probably on your table. And I'm going to show you how to do something that is lovely, but will last literally for weeks. And the secret to that is using, first of all, fresh product. That's always important. But secondly, using non-floral product. So this arrangement is going to be made up of all greenery. It's all seasonal greenery. So we're using things that literally were foraged from my yard. And because they're fresh, and because it's this type of foliage, if you keep this arrangement hydrated, it will literally last for weeks in your home. I do an arrangement in my kitchen at home on my kitchen table. It literally will last at least a month. I am using foam for this mechanic. I like foam because in this case, if I do forget to dump water on it, the foam has a certain amount of water in it, and it makes sure that all the stems, regardless of their length, are at a water source somehow. I am going to add some apples to this. That is going to be the element, I will tell you, that could be the thing and will be the thing that goes bad first, because the shelf life on the fruit, especially once we put these wooden picks in it and skewer it into the arrangement, the shelf life is not going to be nearly so good. But it's beautiful. You can switch out the apples. As they go bad, you can pull them out, replace them with others. Jason's suggestion was that you could use plastic or faux apples. That would work great. And especially if you've got real greenery in the arrangement, that's one of those things that will trick people into thinking that the apples are real too. So that's a great point, Jason. So because I wanted the edge of this container to still be seen, I want that contrast of the white, shiny ceramic against the red of the apple. That's kind of why I pushed those apples first in place. I would normally not do that, but I want to be sure that I've allocated a space for them. Then we're just going to work in and kind of fill around, not fiddle around, although I guess we could do that too. With some pine. This is Leyland cypress. It does remind me of a form of cedar, which I love using during the holidays, but because it's a bit early for that from my suppliers, I had to use this instead. I've also got some boxwood that has been untrimmed and has these beautiful kind of long tendrils on it. And I also have some holly. So one of the things that will make this interesting as an arrangement is the variety of textures that are going to be in it. We're going to have this nice, broad, flat, shiny leaf from the holly. We've got this very finely textured Leyland cypress, and we've got that kind of wispy, feathery pine. So it's just a nice contrast with all those different textures. Again, even when you're doing foam, maybe and especially when you're doing foam, you want to be sure and get all of the leaves, all that foliage off the stem, so we don't create a situation where there's a lot of bacteria and then the arrangement doesn't hold up well. All right. I am going to put in a pine cone now. The best way, I think, to wire a natural pine cone. You can buy pine cones that are already on a stem. They're already on a wooden stake, for example, or something. But if you're using a real pine cone, you take a wire, and we're going to just put the wire down into those little petals of the pine cone, wrap it around. So they're snug down in there now. You literally can't see any of that wire from the side. And we're just going to do a twist to make sure that it's nice and secure and it doesn't come off. And then I'm going to take a Dixon pin and I'm going to wrap the wire around the Dixon pin to make sure it's nice and secure. Then we're going to fold the Dixon pin like that. The Dixon pin goes into the foam. The water in the foam causes the wood in the Dixon pin to swell up, and that's what keeps it in place. You guys are so kind to spend your time with us, and I appreciate it so much. If you are enjoying the videos and like what you see, I hope you'll be sure to remember to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe too, and hit that little bell icon so that you'll be notified when Jason and I are putting up new content. You know, I didn't think about this until this very second, but magnolia would have been gorgeous in this. Sorry, I didn't think about that. So if you have some magnolia and you're doing this at home, go get it and bring some in and put it in this arrangement. All right, so I'm just kind of watching to make sure that I'm getting all of the different textures in all of the various spots around. I did just cover this spot right here. If you can see that there, that's where the tape is attached to the container. And I want to be sure that I have a little piece of greenery covering that up so it's not visible to anybody that's sitting at the table. Yeah, some of these I'm going to cut really short and just tuck them in so they're basically filler between some of those other elements in the arrangement. Absolutely. A candle would be great in this. The foam would work beautifully to hold the candle in place. There's a nice spot right there that you could just stick the candle down in it if you're using a taper. If you're using a fat candle, you could move this apple a little bit and sit a nice fat candle right in the center. I'm kind of feeling like this apple is a little too far in, so I'm gonna pull him up. I'm gonna put another stick in there so that I can give it a little more. There we go. That's better. I like that. Now it's a little more visible. So one of the things that you want to keep in mind as you're working on a piece like this is where people are going to be viewing it from. So if this is on your table, people are not going to be looking at it like this from above. They're going to be sitting at the table and they're going to be looking at it like this. So as you're working on it, it's important to just, and especially if you have a Lazy Susan like this, turn it and make sure that there aren't any foam or tape locations or where you've got tape joints, anything like that that's kind of sticking out on the side. That is the mark of a professional designer, you guys. I also like that the boxwood's a little shiny like the holly. So you've got that nice kind of contrast to the dull finish of the Leyland cypress. I don't know, Jason, how's that look? I like it. I don't really want to fuss with it a lot more. Conviction double oak. It's definitely fruity. It's got like a apricot, dried cherry kind of flavor to it or something, and maybe that's where the dark color comes from. It is double oak, so it's aged twice. Anyway, give it a try. I guess that about wraps us up. Jason, good conversation. Thank you, sir. Your ideas are spot on, as always. Friends, thanks so much for joining. That wraps up this episode. I hope that you'll try this at home. Enjoy the holidays with your friends and family. And until next time, cheers to you and to flowers every day. Thanks for joining.